The first letter arrived on a rainy Wednesday. Emily almost missed it, wedged between bills and a candy-stained postcard from her younger sister. Its envelope was pure black, seal stamped with a silver emblem she didn't recognize, 2 interlocking circles. No return address. Inside, a single sheet of fine, ivory paper bore one word, scrawled in flawless calligraphy. Mistake 1. Her heart thudded. She thought of Anna, her best friend, gone these 6 months, lost to the crash she still blamed herself for. Every day since, Emily had replayed every moment, wishing she could change anything. And now someone was cataloging her errors, piece by piece. Her breath caught. Beneath that heading. You didn't know how you gave up. She shivered. It was true. The night after the funeral, she'd stopped reading her stories. She'd stopped listening to Ina's favorite songs. She'd stopped believing. Mistake 1, you quit believing. Emily sank into her worn armchair, hands clasped. How had this stranger known? She pressed on, reading. You thought grief was your excuse. You thought if you stopped trying, the pain would stop too. But in that moment, you betrayed her memory. Tears stung. She remembered Ina's bright laugh, how she insisted Emily finish her novel before the world moved on, yet Emily had put her manuscript in a drawer, convinced no one would care. Yearning knotted in her chest. She vowed sullenly to finish. She trembled as she reread the closing lines, italicized. If you can't believe in yourself, how can you deserve redemption? No signature, no clue. But someone was orchestrating this reckoning, disturbing, intimate, precise. Mistake 2, you ignored warnings. 3 days later, another letter arrived. Its wet seal bore the same interlocking circles. Emily broke it at the office, her safe haven of newsprint and deadline pressure. You let ambition blind you. She frowned. She'd pushed her editor to run Anna's unfinished poem as a tribute, only to omit its final stanza about hope, fearing it sounded silly. She buried Anna's true voice beneath public praise. You silenced her last words. The admission stung worse than any blame. How callous she'd been, spinning Anna's lines into titty headlines that garnered clicks, but hollowed her friend's spirit. Guilt washed over her. She vowed to find the poem, publish it intact. Mistake 3, you betrayed trust. The third message arrived via text, a photo of her phone screen and the same emblem floating at its corner. No sender aid. You showed her secrets to the world. Emily's pulse soared. The screenshot, her own photo of Anna's journal entries, notes Emily had promised never to share, leaked online through her blog's error. In her grief-fueled haste for content, she scanned private pages, breaking a sacred promise. She trembled, recalling Anna's trust-filled eyes as she handed over the little leather-bound book. And Emily had betrayed her. The message ended. Some mistakes we carry forever. Mistake 4, you shunned comfort. A handwritten note arrived taped to her apartment door. In the dusk, Emily tore it open. You refused help when you needed it most. She remembered her sister's texts, the friends who offered dinners, her colleagues who invited her away. She refused. She wanted to mourn alone. In isolation, sorrow twisted into obsession. You starved yourself of kindness. Tears fell. The letter felt like a confession, a mirror held to her darkest hours. She believed no one could ease her pain. In truth, she had pushed away the very hands that might have saved her. Mistake 5. You forgot to listen. By the fifth letter, a pattern was clear. Each missive tore her open, exposing flaws she denied. Under fluorescent lights in her apartment, she read. You never heard her final plea. Her stomach dropped. Months ago, Anna had messaged, troubled, saying she wanted to end things, to drive until she couldn't remember. Emily, immersed in her own panic, had ignored the text for 2 hours. By the time she checked again, Anna was gone. Her last words were never heard. Emily covered her face, sobbing. How cruel to relive this pain. Mistake 6. You held on to regret. The sixth envelope, black with silver, arrived at dawn. On the porch, Emily tore it open as if desperate to punish herself more. You lived in the past. She spent every waking moment in what ifs. What if she had driven? What if she'd stayed? What if she'd answered the call? But those wandering thoughts trapped her. She never let herself breathe. You forgot the prison. Her sister's jiggles on the phone, the sunrise painting her window. Emily had missed it all. Tears blurred the ink. Mistake 7. You sought blame, not truth. The seventh note came taped inside her fridge. Bewildered, she pried it off. You accused fate, then the road, then yourself. But you never sought answers. She bit her lip. In those early days, Emily had ranted about broken brakes, said the car slipped. But she never looked at the surveillance footage across the street. She never questioned the unknown driver who cut Anna off. Your anger was misdirected. Emily's pulse quickened. Could there have been another driver? Another cause? Mistake 8. You feared forgiveness. The eighth message was slipped under her office door. You refused to forgive yourself. She stared at the words. At every turn, Emily's guilt barred her from moving on. She haunted her own life. You denied yourself peace. Her hands shook. How could she ever forgive herself? And yet perhaps only she could. Mistake 9. You missed her prisons. As the 9th letter arrived, Emily's mind raced. She opened it. You forgot her spirit. Anna had been light, louder, inside jokes over midnight coffee. Emily had stored those memories in a dusty box, too painful to revisit. In your search for closure, you lost her joy. She folded the note, realization downing. To honor Anna, she needed to bring those moments into her life again. Mistake 10. You never asked why. The final envelope came with no seal, this one simply taped to her bathroom mirror. She stared at her reflection, heart pounding, and read. You never asked the one question that matters, why? Why had Anna taken that path? Why had she felt trapped? Why had Emily let her friend slip away without understanding the fear in her gaze? A door creaked behind her. She whirled, empty hallway. Until you find your answers, her story is unfinished. Emily's reflection blurred with tears. She stood at her own eyes, resolute, determined. Epilogue. That night, she packed a small bag, notebook, recorder, old photo albums. She would confront the truth she'd hidden from herself. She'd track down the footage of that fateful night, reconnect with Anna's family, and delve into her friends' readings. No more running. As she closed her apartment door, Emily realized the emblem on the letters, 2 interlocking circles, was the symbol Anna had sketched in her journal, representing friendship and eternal bonds. Her friend had orchestrated this final lesson from beyond to guide Emily toward healing. With each step down the dimly lit stairs, Emily breathed deeply. She knew the path ahead would be painful. But this time, she carried hope. And for the first time since the accident, she believed she could find forgiveness and truth. 10 mistakes you didn't know, laid bare in black ink, and now a chance to rewrite the ending.